Hey guys, this is Neeshchii King and another devlog. Let's get into it. Saberhagen, meow. Meow 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 meow. References all over the game. Minerva the witch. Blessed be another glorious morning. Makes me sick. Minerva giggles. Of now she has no mushroom. If you can see up there, there's no quest. It's been taken from you. Orion was trembling, so I asked him what happened. He believes a green dragon chased him in the woods, but I haven't seen a dragon since I was a child. Orion does a lot for the settlement. He tracks animals with Krina, trains Junior in combat, and brings supplies into the settlement, sells them at the stall, daily harvest. As a boy, Orion would help me track creatures and kill them. Orion helps me now to protect the settlement. So now you can see that Minerva doesn't have that quest marker. I brewed him an elixir to relax his mind. So yeah, you can actually come up here and brew elixir, so you just need the ingredients. But yeah, you lost. Now you have to talk to people to, now that you know about the dragon, now you can come and talk to Orion about that dragon, but you wouldn't have that dialogue option unless you talk to Minerva about the dragon. My hands have been troubled since Saberhagen. Balfour is still in the forest, but he's very strong. Dragon. It had talons like a bird, wings were like a dragon, and its tail was like a snake. My hands haven't troubled since Saberhagen. So it's foreshadowing, right? Saberhagen was once a powerful necromancer that lived in the woods. Saberhagen was so powerful, he could only be defeated by his own magic. Minerva helped bind his power. Saberhagen. I was a child when we defeated him, but I have nightmares that one day Minerva won't be strong enough to bind Saberhagen. He may act like a cat, but he is still very powerful. And now you can talk to the cat because you know that he's Saber. I mean, you've known, but now you can talk to him. So it just gives you the dialogue option. And of course it sets up another foreshadowing. So what happens to Minerva if you don't get her that mushroom? Meow. Tricks are for kids. Dogs guard, cats watch, and judge. Saberhaven snickers. Judge. Sometimes, warrior, I feel like you have forgotten me. Here I am waiting, for when I am free of my curse, I will not forget the kindness you have shown me. I also will not kill you. I'll keep you as my pet. Saberhagen, meow. Tricks are for kids. Dogs guard, cats watch, and judge. Dogs. Minerva keeps me on a tight leash, but for how long? You should kill me, warrior, while you have a chance. And again, it's just foreshadowing. And the whole game, I really wanted you to get into it like everything matters, the dialogue matters. And if you don't talk to certain people, you won't get that quest option for the mushroom. And there's a merchant now in the town, which will exchange your fangs for gold. So you can exchange your fangs for gold. I've made it safely through the woods. I'm Grodin from White Falls. Safely. Yes! On my way here, I was crossed the northeast bridge. A goblin sprang up and demanded a toll of 5 gold. I paid it, and he let me through. I was relieved. Most goblins I met will try to take everything from you. This goblin is just trying to make a living, like the rest of us, and I can respect that. So now you can buy and trade. And look, I bought the axe, and now if you saw that last devlog, axes cut trees. Awesome. And I made an animation for the axe. I can use the same animation for like a sword and for a hammer, and just type in hammer in my Excel spreadsheet, attach a PNG file to the hammer, a PNG file to the sword, and it's created. And I can use that same animation. But, I don't know. I want to be more creative. I like whenever the animation changes depending on what item you have. So I'm going to have to work on that. But yeah, now a junior here can follow your movement a little bit. You can look at where you're going. It's not perfect. I don't have collisions for him yet. Hey, Dad, Orion just came through here. He seems dehydrated, so I gave him a tincture. He looked behind himself, took a deep breath, and walked off. And now you can talk about Orion. Orion walks here every morning and sells things he picks up along the way. He's probably headed to Minerva's house to give her mushrooms. So now you can talk to her about the mushrooms. And look at that. Here's a collision for the tree, and boop. Now you can go through. Woohoo! So I finally got that set up, and all I need now is to get the cemetery going, where the Saberhagen used to stay, and that's where like the first sort of like dungeon is. And you can come to this well and buy water. Since I have gold, and if you haven't noticed, the gold is like another lore background. It's like the idea of taxes for the town. Yeah, and I can use that. And now I'm logged. If you look at the top left, I'm logged, and I can roll around, losing dexterity, drink another water. Now I'm drowned. I can roll, and I know you can't hear the clicks, but I can't click. I'm clicking, and now it won't restore no more. So now I have to go to the sauna to become desiccated again, and so the sauna like dehydrates you so that you can use the water again. So now I can roll once I use the water again. Holy crap, that axe is overpowered. axe is like 4 HP. If you see that little number that pops up, it's like 4 HP. But it's a later weapon, you know. You can get the axe a different way. You can get the axe to the merchant. You don't have to get the axe at all. You can get it while you're in, going in Saberhagen's house, or you can, in the dungeon, the first dungeon, or you can just find it in the woods, or you don't have to get it at all, and you can have Howler cut the trees for you. So that's another option, and that'll lead to another quest storyline between him and the merchant. Oh, but yeah, if you saw me back then, I crafted meat, and you can eat the regular meat raw, but I think it gives you like 3. I put 3 strength, so if you want 10 strength, you have to cook it, and it gives you ash, and if you have ash, then it helps your charisma, and you can use the ash to make lye. So ash and water make lye, and that's obviously for dirty clothes. So this is another one right here where it's like the restroom, the latrine. I named it a latrine because it sounds better. But yeah, you use strength, and now you're bloated, and then you can use, punch and whatever, and then now you're nauseous after you eat another meat, and now you're famished. When you use the restroom, you use the restroom, and you're famished. You can, and I should make an animation where you walk in, and maybe there'll be a noise or something like a restroom noise, but I don't know. But yeah, this is part of the lore again, the willow trees. That's where my dead reside. Task Force 141, Roach the Soldier, killed in action. So if you see my sign, it says Weeping Willows do not cut. It's part of the lore. The Weeping Willows are like the tombstones. And if you know Roach, spoiler warning for anybody who hasn't played Call of Duty, God, that axe is just overpowered. Roach was a Call of Duty where you play as Roach, this guy, and you play for him like half the game. I swear it feels like half the game. You do all this credible stuff, and you go through the snow and climb these mountains, and you're actually doing all this stuff, and then I kid you not, you die. Spoiler warning, Roach dies, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is this character, and I got killed, and it's just awful. And I think his commander kills him or something. I can just remember his name is Soap. And this is Howler the Barbarian. Trees have fallen. You know as well as I. You will pay me for my services. Just say the word and give me 10 pieces of gold, and I will take care of the rest. You were once a great warrior. Now you are fragile and destitute. I am ashamed to call you my equal. And, there is an option to say yes, but I didn't put it in there yet. I wanted to, if I put 10 gold, hey, I have the gold, so I can add it in there like, hey, if you have 10 gold. Oh, and I've got the bridges working, so these bridges actually work. So this one has collisions, and I can go over it. So my sprites is on the z-axis is 10 right there, and I followed a tutorial. I put that in my bottom comment section, how you can learn to do that with signals. Where are you off to? It's your daughter. North, be careful. The forest has gotten more dangerous these past few months. There's a lot of undead in the burial grounds. I know you're strong. A zombie or two can be manageable. Promise me if a horde attacks, you won't stand your ground. No promises. If you get hurt, I won't forgive you. So this is the coolest thing, is going under this bridge. It makes me so happy. And it's so smooth. As it took a while to get it, but I got that firing off. But I have a lot of storylines, and one of them is between that merchant and Howler the Barbarian there. So I really don't want to spoil everything, but yeah, there are storylines all over this place. There's like already 3 or 4 here, like branching off, and that's the point. They eventually come full circle. So yeah, and there's going to be more towns. They should be easier to make once I finish this one. I feel like I've come a long way. And I know it's been a year and a month, and a year and almost 2 months, but. And again, people were like, holy crap, you're not making fast progress. But the way I've been trying to, here lies Krios the Assassin, technology cannot cure greed. If you know Krios the Assassin. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot, but it goes back to, what I'm trying to accomplish. And I'm trying to accomplish building things, like I said, there's scenes in Godot. So yeah, I'm building a lot of scenes so that I can just, make it and just pop it up as I want. In loving memory of Joseph the Monk, my sweet Nelly. That's Final Fantasy II, a reference. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, I just feel like I've come a long way. I know it doesn't show. That's what I feel bad about, is like, I feel like it doesn't show, but there's a lot of code going on here. There's a lot of things I had to figure out, and a lot of lore that I'm writing, but I just want to thank everybody. If you're still tuning in, holy crap, thank you. I'm sorry that it's been a year and 2 months, and it feels like this guy's not getting very far. Pixel art is hard, I can say that. but I'm well on my way. I'm still working. I'm still doing it. I haven't given up. I'm not tired. Every day I'm working on it. But again, I'm working on more pixel art stuff. You don't see the little details. Look at the merchant. He has all those little details, the little axe and the little shovel and all that. And I have a lot of items built, like a shovel and a mace and all this stuff. And like I said, I can make the animation one animation, but I just refuse to do that. I even got sort of some skills working, and the idea of skills. So the way I'm gonna do skills is like you have skills that you can also put points into, like earn, like, hey, this will be a new action, or this would be like a new dash. Instead of a roll, you can get a dash by holding it down, the button down. So you can earn things like that. Or you have kits, and these kits are like, your 10%, your 1 point plus, your 1% strength, whatever, less bleeding, whatever. And that's like your medical bag. So you have a medical bag with like tweezers, and when that's the idea of like you're finding things in the world. So if you find like, let me give you an example, like a tourniquet. All right, you find a tourniquet, and that gives you 10% less bleeding over time or whatever. And you'll find something else for that medical kit bag, and you have bags for everything. So a medical bag, you have a thief bag, or a thief kit. You have a gym bag for your for your decks. You have all these bags that affect different parts of your thing. So you'll have like an alchemy bag, and that's the way I'm gonna do it, so that you're actually like, you see, and that's what I just figured out. My game is not it's more of an adventure game. It's more like you're discovering, right? So you're looking around, talking to people, and you're going on the world. I'm gonna try to build my combat a little better. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people in their combat, and there's not very much to go off of. So I don't know. I don't know how to make combat too interesting. I mean, like I said, I've seen some tutorials on how to make combat more interesting, but that's not my main focus. So I'm going to work on combat. I'm going to work on the dungeon next. So, I have to work on combat if I'm working on the dungeon. I have to make some kind of excitement when you're fighting. But again, it goes back to, the game is not meant for combat. It's more like an exploration and moving around and looking for things and talking to people. But the whole point, if you're going to be, having all this system for an RPG system for fighting, then combat is part of it. So if anybody has any ideas, or let me know in the comments. And thank you again for keeping up with me. Have a blessed day. And again, if you want to work on a game, do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Have a blessed day.